Non-metallic sheathed cable, often referred to as NM cable, is a common type of electrical wiring used primarily in residential buildings. Understanding its proper application is crucial for ensuring electrical safety and code compliance. Several factors influence the appropriate use of NM cable, including the building type, environmental conditions, and local electrical codes. NM cable consists of two or more insulated conductors enclosed within a non-metallic sheath. This sheath provides protection to the conductors and helps to prevent electrical shock. The most common types of NM cable are NMB and NMCB. NMB cable has a temperature rating of 90 degrees Celsius for dry locations, while NMCB cable is suitable for damp or corrosive environments. It is important to select the correct type of NM cable for the specific application to ensure long-term reliability and safety. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides detailed guidelines on the installation and use of NM cable. These guidelines cover various aspects, including ampacity, allowable uses, and prohibited uses. Ampacity refers to the current carrying capacity of the cable, and it is determined by the size of the conductors and the insulation type. The NEC specifies the ampacity ratings for different sizes of NM cable, and it is essential to choose a cable with sufficient ampacity to handle the anticipated load. The NEC also outlines the allowable uses of NM cable. In general, NM cable is permitted in dry locations within walls, floors, and ceilings. It can also be used in exposed locations provided it is protected from physical damage. However, NM cable is not permitted in wet or damp locations unless it is specifically listed for such use. NMCB cable is an exception as it is designed for damp environments. Additionally, NM cable is prohibited in certain hazardous locations, such as areas where flammable materials are present. When installing NM cable, it is important to follow the NEC guidelines carefully. The cable must be supported and secured at appropriate intervals to prevent sagging or damage. The NEC specifies the maximum spacing between supports, which varies depending on the size and type of cable. NM cable should be protected from physical damage by using conduit or other protective measures in areas where it is exposed. It is also important to avoid overbending the cable, as this can damage the insulation and reduce its current carrying capacity. When terminating NM cable, it is essential to use the correct type of connectors and fittings. These connectors should be listed for use with NM cable and should provide a secure and reliable connection. The conductors should be properly stripped and inserted into the connectors, and the connectors should be tightened to the specified torque. Improperly terminated NM cable can lead to loose connections, overheating, and electrical fires. The NEC also addresses the issue of derriting NM cable when multiple conductors are bundled together. When conductors are bundled, their ability to dissipate heat is reduced, which can lead to overheating. To compensate for this effect, the NEC requires that the ampacity of the conductors be derrited. The derriting factor depends on the number of conductors in the bundle and the ambient temperature. It is important to consult the NEC tables to determine the appropriate derriting factor for a given situation. In addition to the NEC, local electrical codes may also impose additional requirements on the installation and use of NM cable. It is essential to be familiar with the local codes and to comply with them. Local codes may address issues such as the type of cable that is permitted, the methods of installation, and the requirements for inspections. Failure to comply with local codes can result in fines or other penalties. When working with NM cable, it is important to take appropriate safety precautions. Always turn off the power to the circuit before working on any electrical wiring. Use insulated tools to prevent electrical shock. Wear safety glasses to protect your eyes from flying debris. And follow all applicable safety regulations. If you are not comfortable working with electrical wiring, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to do the work. Electricians have the training and experience to install NM cable safely and correctly. They can also ensure that the installation complies with all applicable codes and regulations. Some common mistakes to avoid when working with NM cable: firstly, using the wrong type of cable for the application. As mentioned earlier, it is important to select the correct type of NM cable for the specific environment. Using an NMB cable in a damp location can lead to corrosion and electrical failure. Secondly, exceeding the ampacity of the cable. Overloading an NM cable can cause it to overheat and potentially start a fire. Always choose a cable with sufficient ampacity to handle the anticipated load. Thirdly, improper support and securement. An NM cable should be properly supported and secured to prevent sagging and damage. Use appropriate fasteners and follow the NEC guidelines for spacing. Fourthly, overbending the cable. Overbending NM cable can damage the insulation and reduce its current carrying capacity. Avoid sharp bends and use appropriate bending techniques. Fifthly, improper termination. Terminate NM cable using the correct type of connectors and fittings. Ensure that the connections are secure and reliable. Sixthly, failing to derate bundled conductors. When conductors are bundled together, their ampacity must be derated. Consult the NEC tables to determine the appropriate derating factor. Seventhly, ignoring local codes. Be familiar with the local electrical codes and comply with them. Local codes may impose additional requirements than the installation and use of an NM cable. Regularly inspect NM cable for signs of damage or deterioration. Look for cracks, cuts, or abrasions in the sheath. Check for loose connections or signs of overheating. If you find any problems, repair or replace the cable as necessary. Proper maintenance can help to extend the life of NM cable and prevent electrical hazards. The cost of NM cable varies depending on the size, type, and length. In general, NMB cable is less expensive than NMCB cable. The cost of installation will depend on the complexity of the project and the labor rates in your area. It is important to get several quotes from qualified electricians before hiring someone to do the work. When purchasing NM cable, look for reputable brands that meet industry standards. Choose a supplier that offers a wide selection of cable and provides good customer service. Read online reviews and compare prices to find the best deal. In addition to residential buildings, NM cable is also used in some commercial and industrial applications. However, its use in these applications is typically limited to dry locations where it is protected from physical damage. In many commercial and industrial settings, other types of wiring, such as conduit or cable tray, are more commonly used. NM cable is a versatile and cost-effective wiring solution for many applications. However, it is important to understand its limitations and to follow the NEC guidelines and local codes when installing it. By taking these precautions, you can ensure that NM cable is used safely and effectively. It is also important to consider future needs when selecting NM cable. Choose a cable with sufficient ampacity to handle any potential increases in load. Plan for future expansion by installing extra circuits or conduit. By thinking ahead, you can avoid costly and time-consuming upgrades later on. When working with NM cable in older buildings, it is important to be aware of the potential for asbestos. Some older types of NM cable may contain asbestos insulation. If you suspect that asbestos is present, take appropriate precautions to protect yourself from exposure. Consult with a qualified asbestos abatement contractor if necessary. NM cable is constantly evolving as new technologies and materials are developed. Manufacturers are continually working to improve the performance, safety, and durability of NM cable. Stay up to date on the latest developments in NM cable technology by attending industry trade shows, reading trade publications, and consulting with electrical suppliers. The NEC is also regularly updated to reflect changes in technology and best practices. Be sure to stay informed about the latest NEC requirements to ensure that your installations are compliant. NM cable is a vital component of modern electrical systems. By understanding its properties, applications, and installation requirements, you can ensure that it is used safely and effectively. Whether you are a homeowner, electrician, or building contractor, a thorough understanding of NM cable is essential for ensuring electrical safety and code compliance. Remember to always prioritize safety when working with electricity. If you are not comfortable working with electrical wiring, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to do the work. They have the training and experience to handle electrical projects safely and correctly. It's also good to know the different colors of NM cables. NM cable usually has a white, yellow, orange, or black jacket. These colors can help you identify the gauge and ampacity of the wires inside. For example, white usually indicates 14 gauge wire, yellow indicates 12 gauge, and orange indicates 10 gauge. Black is often used for higher amperage circuits. Remember, always check the cable markings for the exact specifications. When pulling NM cable through walls or ceilings, be careful not to damage the sheathing. Use fish tape or other tools to guide the cable and avoid sharp edges or obstructions. If you need to run NM cable through metal studs, use grommets to protect the cable from abrasion. These grommets are designed to fit into the holes in the studs and provide a smooth surface for the cable to pass through. When splicing NM cable, use approved connectors or junction boxes. Never splice wires outside of a junction box, as this can create a fire hazard. Make sure all connections are tight and secure. Junction boxes should be accessible for future maintenance or repairs. If you are installing NM cable in a garage or workshop, consider using a surface-mounted wiring system. This type of system consists of metal or plastic raceways that are attached to the walls or ceiling. NM cable can be run inside the raceways for added protection and a cleaner appearance. Surface-mounted wiring systems are also easier to modify or expand as needed. When running NM cable in attics or crawl spaces, be sure to protect it from rodents. Rodents can chew on the cable and damage the insulation, creating a fire hazard. Use metal conduit or other protective measures to prevent rodent damage. Regularly inspect the cable for signs of rodent activity. NM cable should be installed in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions. These instructions provide detailed information on the proper installation techniques and safety precautions. Always read and follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully. If you have any questions or concerns about NM cable, consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector. They can provide expert advice and guidance. Electrical work can be dangerous, so it's always best to err on the side of caution. Non-metallic sheathed cable plays a significant role in electrical distribution within buildings, primarily residential structures. Its design and construction are tailored to meet specific safety and performance standards outlined in the NEC. Firstly, the construction involves insulated conductors, typically copper or aluminum, encased within a non-metallic outer jacket. This jacket provides mechanical protection and electrical insulation, enhancing safety. Secondly, different types of NM cable are available, each suited for particular applications. NMB cable is commonly used for dry locations, while an MCB cable is designed for damp or corrosive environments. Selecting the appropriate type is crucial for ensuring longevity and safety. Thirdly, the NEC specifies ampacity ratings for various sizes of NM cable. Ampacity refers to the maximum current a conductor can carry without exceeding its temperature rating. Proper ampacity selection prevents overheating and potential fire hazards. The NEC outlines specific requirements for supporting and securing NM cable. Adequate support prevents sagging and physical damage, maintaining the integrity of the wiring system. Furthermore, NM cable must be protected from physical damage, especially in exposed locations. Conduit or other protective measures can safeguard the cable from impact or abrasion. Proper termination techniques are essential for ensuring reliable connections. Approved connectors and fittings should be used, and connections must be tightened to the specified torque. Loose connections can lead to overheating and electrical failures. Derriting NM cable is necessary when multiple conductors are bundled together. Bundling reduces heat dissipation, requiring a reduction in ampacity to prevent overheating. The NEC provides tables for determining the appropriate derriting factors. Local electrical codes may impose additional requirements beyond the NEC. Compliance with local codes is mandatory and ensures that installations meet specific regional safety standards. Regular inspections are crucial for identifying potential problems with NM cable. Look for signs of damage, such as cracks, cuts, or abrasions, and address any issues promptly. Proper maintenance extends the lifespan of the wiring system and enhances safety. Choosing reputable brands of NM cable ensures quality and reliability. Reputable manufacturers adhere to industry standards and provide cables that meet or exceed safety requirements. Staying informed about the latest advancements in NM cable technology is beneficial for electrical professionals. New materials and designs can improve performance and safety, leading to more efficient and reliable wiring systems. In addition to its use in residential buildings, NM cable can also be found in some commercial and industrial applications, although its use is typically limited to specific environments. It's crucial to understand the specific limitations and requirements of NM cable to ensure safe and compliant installations.